happening in Congress right now. A pair of Senate committee hearings on the Hill, and they both promise to bring some fireworks. First up, the FBI and the Director Kash Patel for yet another day. So if today's hearing is anything like yesterday's fiery 4-hour time before senators, today Mr. Patel will face more questions on a lot of subjects, especially the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case and, of course, Patel's part in how the FBI navigated the investigation into conservative activist Charlie Kirk's assassination in the state of Utah. Another hearing, Ousted CDC Director Susan Monarez offers a Kennedy counterpoint, you could say, to her firing from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. This will be your chance, the first chance to really hear her at the microphone since her firing. So let's cue up CBS News 24/7 team coverage. CBS News Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane covering Kash Patel's hearing. But first, that hearing about the state of the CDC with CBS Congressional correspondent Nikole Killion. Nikole, let's start with you. Everybody wanted to know what she had to say about her firing by HHS Secretary Kennedy. What has happened so far?
Yeah, well, this really is the first opportunity that ousted CDC Director Susan Monarez is having to explain her side of the story and what happened with respect to her firing. Keep in mind, she was just confirmed by this committee in late July, only to be booted out about a month later. And she says she believes in part that is because she refused to go along with some parts of Secretary Kennedy's agenda. More specifically, she talks about a meeting that she had with him in late August where she was asked to pre-approve recommendations by this new vaccine advisory panel. It was one that was newly reconstituted. The secretary had replaced all the members on that panel, and so she was asked to pre-approve their recommendations. She said she refused. She also said she refused to fire career CDC officials, and she told lawmakers she believes that is the reason why she was fired. Now, of course, many remember that Secretary Kennedy was just here on Capitol Hill 2 weeks ago, and he said that Monarez was a liar, that she was untrustworthy. She rebutted the secretary, saying she doesn't know what that word means to Secretary Kennedy, but she went on to say that she held the line on scientific integrity, and that that is part of why she believes that in the end, she is standing up for integrity here, that she was not willing to go along with what the secretary wanted, although she says that it was a very difficult, move, and certainly one that she continues to contend with. But she said she's here before this panel, and not only as a scientist, but also as a parent as well, and really expressing concerns, particularly about that vaccine panel, which is set to meet tomorrow, by the way, and what potentially adopting recommendations without scientific evidence would mean. She says that could pose a real risk going forward, and so she continued to express her concerns on that front, along with her former colleague, Dr. Deborah Howery, who resigned shortly after Monarez was fired. She also accused the secretary of politicizing the agency, not giving agency leaders enough independence, and so she also countered many of the secretary's points during her testimony. But both of them say at the end of the day, they don't want public health and the integrity of public health to be undermined, particularly around this issue of vaccines. They say so much work has gone into protecting the American people and protecting kids, so they worry about what could happen going forward.
From the hearing to the hall, telling everybody in the world on CBS News 24/7 the latest headlines. Nikole Killion, as always, gold standard. Thank you so much. So now to lawmaker questions for the top boss at the FBI. We're, of course, talking about Kash Patel. We bring in Scott MacFarlane. Scott, fireworks yesterday. What's the tone today up there?
The questions that revolve around Jeffrey Epstein are triggering the most fiery reactions. He's been pressed, Patel has been pressed several times today about why he hasn't released more of the Jeffrey Epstein case files, in part because Kash Patel was calling for just that before he became the FBI director, and because the president campaigned on that. What Patel has argued multiple times in just the opening minutes of this hearing is that he believes he is legally restricted from the release by court opinions. And the ranking member of this committee and this Democrat, Steve Cohen, have been pushing back on that, arguing that you called for the release of these records, knowing what courts had ruled, and that you're holding them back yourself. So you're going to get a bipartisan set of questions about Jeffrey Epstein, but potentially, Reed, with different motivations. Democrats want to box Patel in with his prior statements. Republicans are trying to ensure that records are being released as punctually as they can. But that's the unique thing about the Jeffrey Epstein case. It has different parties calling for the same thing often, but for different reasons.
Well, and I got to follow up on something that happened yesterday when a senator intimated that he didn't think that Kash Patel would be in a job for very much longer. What do you get the sense the future of the agency is, not only in light of that comment yesterday from Senate, but also given his testimony?
Yeah, when Senator Cory Booker said that yesterday, it was especially profound because Kash Patel is about 8 months into a 10-year term as FBI director, and we haven't heard Democrats making this uniform call, synchronized call for Kash Patel to resign. So what Senator Booker is arguing is that Kash Patel has had some issues in his first few months, how he's handled the Jeffrey Epstein matter, his initial social media posts on the Charlie Kirk investigation, which ended up confusing some folks, that he may be in hot water. We haven't heard pushback from Republicans at this hearing on either of those matters. So if there's real Republican resistance to Kash Patel, it is invisible at these congressional hearings.
Scott MacFarlane, thank you so much. Always great to talk to you.